Session 2 of The Grace of God. We talked yesterday about God's grace for all humanity, providing for our lives, and then his special grace of calling us into his kingdom. Grace is a word that we can use fairly lightly. We often talk about a person being very gracious because maybe they have been very kind to us, or maybe it's someone who very humbly accepts defeat in their election, or maybe it's somebody who simply never holds grudges. Now these are all what grace is, but the grace of God goes far beyond this. The grace of God goes beyond what any human can do. To start with, God created this world to display his glory. Psalm 19, the heavens declare the glory of God, and the skies proclaim the work of his hands. And you just can't look at a clear, starry night without just being absolutely overawed. And then Genesis 1:27, so God created human beings in his own image. In the image of God he created them, male and female he created them. If we're made in the image of God, then people should see the glory of God in us. But Romans 3:23 says, for all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. So we're failing to do what God created us to do. We've spoiled his creation. Instead of giving him the glory in everything, human beings want to take the glory for themselves. God's grace begins with not just wiping us off from the very beginning. His grace is shown in his plan to restore human beings to the way he created them. Thus began the history of the Hebrew people. All their history led to the coming of Jesus. Their history is all about God revealing himself to us bit by bit, so that when Jesus came to earth, they would understand who he was. They could see the complete revelation of God. His grace was shown right through their history. They rebelled many times. They went after other gods. They absolutely dishonoured God, and yet he always called them back. His final act of grace was the coming of Jesus. And here God stepped into the middle of human history, not just to reveal himself, but to also deal with our disobedience. Jesus lived a completely sinless life. He is the only life that has ever deserved to be with God. But he took our place. He took our place on the cross, and he paid the penalty of our disobedience. That was his death. He took the death that we deserve so that we do not need to take the death that we do deserve. That's grace. It isn't just avoiding death though. Jesus was raised to new life with the Father, and this is what he promises those who follow him. It's a life that can start now, a life that has a whole new dimension, and a life that does not die when we die or our bodies die. It's purely a gift from God. Ephesians 2:8, for it is by grace you've been saved through faith. It's not from yourselves, it is a gift of God, not earned and not deserved.